Carter stood near the window of the United Earth Command building, watching the sky turn orange as the sun lowered. He felt that something was changing in the world, something bigger than anyone wanted to admit. For months, strange signals had been received from space. No one knew what they meant at first, but then the truth came out. Another empire controlled much of the galaxy, and they had finally noticed Earth. Many people were scared. Some thought that these aliens would come in peace. Others believed they would come in anger. Did not know which one was right. He only knew that Earth needed to be ready. He worked as a junior officer in Earth's Defense Division, and even though he was young, he had always believed humans should stand strong, no matter who or what came from the stars. When the call came for him to join a special meeting, he hurried through the hallways. He entered a large room where several leaders sat around a long table. Their faces were serious and tense. Brooks, a quiet but sharp officer from the research division, sat near the end. She gave a small nod when he entered. She was always calm, even when others were not. The head of defense stood and spoke. He explained that the Galactic Empire had sent a message, not a friendly greeting, but a warning. The message was full of demands and threats. They talked about how Earth must bow and follow their rules if they wanted to survive. The leaders in the room stayed silent for a moment as the message ended. Watched as she studied the transmission. She did not look scared, only thoughtful. After a moment, she raised her hand and spoke. Her voice was quiet but firm. She said that the Empire might think Earth was weak. They likely believed humans were simple and behind in technology, but she also said Earth had made progress faster than many knew. She hinted that Earth had been preparing for a threat like this for years. Some leaders looked surprised at her words. Others already knew, began to understand something important. Maybe Earth was not as unprepared as the Empire believed. The head of defense asked for everyone's thoughts. Most agreed that Earth should not answer with fear. They believed that if Earth showed weakness, the Empire would attack. But if Earth stayed calm, it might confuse the Empire long enough for a real plan to form. After the meeting ended and were asked to stay behind, the head of defense handed them a sealed order. He explained that they were being sent to a hidden base far from the cities. This base held something the Empire did not know about. Something that could help Earth stand up to the Empire if they decided to come closer. Felt a mix of excitement and fear. He knew this mission would change his life. Simply nodded and accepted the order. They boarded a military transport aircraft that flew them across the ocean. The flight was long and quiet. Spent most of the time reading information on her tablet. Tried to relax, but his mind kept returning to the Empire's message. Hours later, the aircraft landed in a remote area surrounded by tall mountains. A small team met them and guided them underground through a long tunnel. Bright lights filled the tunnel, and the air grew cooler the deeper they went. At the end of the tunnel, a large metal door opened, revealing the hidden base. Walked inside and stopped in awe. He had seen ships before, but nothing like these. 3 massive vessels stood in a huge chamber. They had sharp lines and glowing engines. Some parts of the hull looked unfinished, but even in this state they looked powerful. Captain Cole greeted them with a smile. He was tall and steady, a man who had seen many battles. He explained that these ships were part of a secret project meant to protect Earth from unknown threats. For years, Earth had studied crashed alien technology and used it to build something completely new. Felt his heart race as he walked closer to one of the ships. He could feel its energy humming, even though it was not active yet. Asked questions about the engines and defense systems. Captain answered each one with pride. He explained how the ships used experimental engines that could move faster than anything Earth had used before. He showed how their shields could block powerful weapons. Could see eyes light up with interest. As they continued their tour, the base shook for a moment. The lights flickered and everyone paused. A technician ran toward Captain and handed him a tablet. Captain read the message, and the calm look on his face changed to concern. The Empire had sent another message. This time it was not a warning, it was an announcement. They were on their way to Earth. Felt a chill run through him, closed her eyes for a moment, then took a slow breath. Captain told them that the Empire wanted Earth to fear them. They wanted to show power and make Earth obey. But Earth was not going to obey. Captain said they would finish preparing the ships. He wanted and assigned to one of them. Felt honored, though nervous. He had never imagined being part of something like this. The next few days passed in intense activity. Everyone in the base worked with full effort. Engineers made final adjustments. Pilots trained. Officers studied enemy tactics and worked side by side with the crew. They learned how the new systems worked, practiced moving through the ship's corridors, and prepared for every possible situation. Even though was young, he wanted to prove that he was ready. Helped him understand some of the more complex systems. She was patient and clear in her explanations, admired how focused she was. Then the news arrived. The Empire's fleet was close. They had sent one more transmission. It was full of insults and commands. They claimed Earth should kneel before the Empire. They said Earth had no chance to survive. Many people on Earth panicked. Some tried to flee the cities. Others stayed glued to their screens, waiting for news. But inside the hidden base there was no panic, only determination. The new ships were powered on. Their engines glowed brightly, filling the chamber with a soft blue light. Felt a strange calm settle over him. Stood beside him, watching the ship she would help defend. Captain walked toward the front of the crew and told them that soon Earth would answer the Empire. Not with fear, not with surrender. With strength. The Empire believed they had the power to control Earth. They believed humans were weak. They believed their threats would break Earth's spirit. They were wrong. As the ships prepared to launch, felt the weight of what was coming. He knew the galaxy was about to change. He did not know how the first meeting with the Empire's fleet would go, but he knew one thing. Earth would not bow. And the Empire was about to learn that humans laugh in the face of intimidation. The hidden base grew brighter as the lights above the chamber switched to full power. The 3 human ships stood ready, their hulls shining with a soft blue glow. Carter walked toward the main deck of his assigned ship, feeling the floor rumble under his feet. It did not feel like fear anymore. It felt like purpose. He glanced at Brooks, who walked beside him with her usual calm expression. She held a tablet, checking the final system reports. Always looked like she was thinking, even when she said nothing. Like that about her. She never rushed. She never panicked. When they reached the lift that would take them up into the ship, they saw Captain Cole waiting for them. He gave a quick nod. His face looked serious but confident. Could tell that Captain believed in the mission. He believed in the ship, and he believed in the people standing with him. The lift doors opened and the 3 of them stepped inside. The lift moved upward with a soft hum. Felt a small pressure in his chest as they rose. He was about to enter a ship that could change the future of Earth. He wondered if he was truly ready for this, but there was no turning back now. The doors opened to a wide corridor inside the ship. The walls were clean metal, shining with soft lights that guided their path. Crew members hurried from one place to another. Some carried tools, others checked screens. Everyone worked with full focus. Captain guided them toward the bridge. Could feel the energy of the ship around him. It felt alive. When they reached the bridge, looked around in awe. It was larger than he expected. Clear screens floated above the control panels, showing star maps, engine readings, and communication lines. A large viewing panel at the front showed the entrance of the chamber, where the other 2 ships were also preparing. Took her position at one of the side consoles. Moved to his assigned seat near the sensor station. Captain stood at the command center. Everyone, Captain said, his voice strong. The Empire's fleet will be here soon. They think we will hide. They think we will beg. But they do not know humanity. Today we show them who we are. The crew nodded, felt a surge of pride. The engine slowly powered up. The hum became stronger, checked the system readings. Everything was stable. Then a voice came from the main control room of the base. All ships, prepare for launch. Swallowed hard. Fingers paused for a moment on her console, then she continued typing. Captain gave the order, launch. The ship vibrated slightly as it began moving upward. The chamber doors above opened, revealing the dark sky. The ship rose higher and higher until it broke through the surface. The stars stretched across the sky, bright and endless. Looked at the screen in front of him. Earth appeared below them, covered in clouds and blue oceans. It looked peaceful. It looked worth protecting. The other two human ships joined them in formation. Their engines glowed, leaving soft trails of light. Set course for the moon's far side, Captain ordered. We hold position until the Empire arrives. Tap the controls. The ship turned smoothly. The engines pushed them forward with steady power. As they neared the mood inside the ship changed. The crew grew quieter. The screens showed more alerts. Long-range sensors picked up movement. Was the first to confirm it. Her voice was steady but firm. The Empire's fleet is close. They are moving fast. Felt a chill. He pulled up the readings on his own screen. The Empire ships were large, much larger than anything Earth had built before. Their energy signatures were strong. Their formation was tight. Captain watched the data calmly. They want to scare us. They want us to panic. We will not give them that satisfaction. The ship slowed as they reached the far side of the moon. It created a dark shadow that hid them from direct detection. The other two ships joined them. The sensors flashed again. The Empire has entered Earth's orbit, said. They are sending a message. Captain nodded, put it on the main screen. The screen lit up. A tall alien figure appeared. His skin was dark silver with deep, sharp eyes. His armor looked expensive, decorated with symbols of power. He did not smile. This is Commander of the Galactic Empire, he said. His voice was cold and heavy. Earth, you will surrender. You will kneel. You will give your resources and your loyalty. If you refuse, we will destroy your defenses and take what we want. Felt anger rise in his chest. Eyes narrowed. Commander continued speaking. You have 1 hour to respond. After that, we will act. The message ended. The bridge was silent. Stared at the blank screen. He hated how the alien had spoken. He hated how he talked as if humans were nothing. Captain finally spoke. They do not know we are here. They do not know what these ships can do, and they do not know who they are dealing with. The crew nodded, leaned closer to his screen and whispered, they are going to regret threatening Earth. Heard him and gave a small, approving smile. Minutes later, more alerts sounded. The Empire's fleet is powering weapons, reported. They think Earth is weak. They think no one will fight back. Captain's voice grew firm. Prepare the engines, we go now. The 3 human ships lifted away from the moon and moved into open space. Felt the ship accelerate. The stars blurred slightly. When the ships turned toward Earth, saw the Empire's fleet for the first time on the main screen. Dozens of massive vessels hovered near the planet. Their designs were sharp and heavy. They looked like ships built only for destruction. Felt fear mix with excitement. Stared at the display with quiet focus. Communication came from Earth Command. Human fleet, your presence is confirmed. You may proceed. Captain spoke clearly. This is Captain Cole. We will protect Earth. Stand by. The human ships moved into formation. Then something unexpected happened. The Empire detected them. A loud voice echoed through the communication channel. Commander appeared again, but this time he was laughing. Earth has sent little toys, he said, amused. This is your defense, these small ships, how pathetic. Clenched his fists. He wanted to yell at the screen, but he kept quiet. Captain did not react. He simply said, hold position. More laughter came from the Empire's side. Their officers spoke in mocking tones. They believed the human ships were weak. They believed Earth had no real power. The Empire fired a small warning shot. The bright beam of energy flew toward the human ships. Braced himself. But before the beam could hit, the human ship's shield flared. The beam dissolved instantly. Stared, shield stable, no damage. Felt his heart race. The Empire had fired a real attack, and Earth's new technology had stopped it easily. The Empire officers stopped laughing. Commander's face returned to the screen. This time he was not smiling. "What is this?" he demanded. "How did you block that?" Captain answered calmly. "You made a mistake. You believed Earth was weak. Now you will learn the truth." Watch the Empire's reaction. Their ships broke formation. Their officers shouted orders. Energy signatures increased. Spoke quickly. "They are preparing to fire again, stronger this time." Captain raised his hand. "Engage." Watched in awe as the human ships moved with sudden, sharp speed. Their engines glowed bright blue. They dashed in front of Earth like guardians. The Empire fired multiple beams, but every attack was blocked or dodged. Finally understood. Earth was not outmatched. Earth was ready. The battle had not started yet, but the Empire was already confused, already frustrated, already losing control. Looked at, her eyes calm. "They thought we would kneel," she said softly. Nodded, "But we stand." And for the first time since this began, he felt no fear. Earth had hope, and humanity was about to show the galaxy what they were capable of. The Empire's fleet grew restless as the three human ships held their position near Earth. The silence in space felt heavy, almost like a wall between the two sides. Carter sat at his station, watching sensor readings rise and fall across his screen. His heart beat fast, but his mind stayed clear. Every second mattered now. Brooke stood a few steps away, her eyes fixed on her console. She studied the energy patterns of the enemy ships. Even in this moment of rising fear, she looked calm. Wondered how she managed to stay so steady, but he was grateful for her presence. Captain Cole stood at the center of the bridge. His voice was calm as he gave orders. "Hold formation. Wait for the Empire to make their next move. They still believe we are weaker. We use that." Nodded slightly, even though the captain was not looking at him. He understood. The Empire acted with pride. They thought no one could stand against them. That pride was their weakness. The screen lit up as the Empire opened a communication channel. Commander appeared again, but this time his face was tense. "You will explain your technology," demanded. "Your ships should not be able to block our attacks. Nothing in your history suggests you can do this." Captain answered in a steady voice. "Earth has grown. We have learned. You judged us by our past, not who we are now." Narrowed his eyes. "You dare speak to me this way? You are insects on a small world." Felt anger rise in him again. He clenched his jaw. Captain replied, "Then perhaps you should have paid more attention to your insects." His face twisted in frustration. The communication ended sharply. Looked at the captain. "They will try something stronger soon." "I know," Captain said. "Prepare countermeasures." The crew moved quickly, scanned for any sign of hidden energy spikes. The Empire ships formed a new pattern, a combat formation. Their engines glowed with sharp red light. "Multiple weapons charging," reported. She tapped her screen several times. "It looks like they are combining firepower. This attack will be strong." Saw the readings. The attack would have destroyed any old Earth ship. But these ships were not old. Captain raised his hand. "Shields to maximum, prepare to move." The Empire fired. Bright beams shot across the darkness of space, converging directly toward the human ships. Held his breath as the beams struck. A loud vibration shook the ship. The shields glowed bright blue. For a moment, feared they might break. But then the shaking stopped. Check the data. Her voice remained calm, shields holding minimal damage. Let out a long breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. The Empire ships looked confused. Their formation broke slightly as their captains shouted in disbelief. Captain spoke softly, "Now we show them." He raised his hand. Engage engines, move forward. Could feel the ship's power surge as the engines activated. The human ship shot forward with incredible speed. The two other human ships followed closely. The Empire tried to track them, but the human ships moved too fast. "Target their weapon systems," Captain said. Watched as the gunners locked onto the Empire's cannons. With precise shots, the human ships fired. Instead of destroying the Empire ships, the shots disabled their weapons. One by one, the Empire cannons went dark. More confusion filled the enemy fleet. Their captains shouted across their channels, trying to understand how Earth had such technology. Kept reporting, "Another enemy cannon disabled. Their second line is losing power. Their shields are unstable in some ships." Continued scanning. "Multiple Empire ships are pulling back. They don't know how to respond." Captain nodded. "Good, we want them confused. We want them to question everything." The human ships moved again, faster than the enemy expected. Felt like he was inside a gust of wind, the ship slicing through space with perfect control. The Empire tried firing again, but their weapons barely activated before being disabled. Commander appeared again on the main screen. This time he was not laughing. His voice shook with anger and disbelief. "This should not be possible," said. "You are a lesser world. You are not meant to stand against us." Captain replied calmly. "Then perhaps your empire has grown too comfortable. You believed no one could challenge you." Slammed his hand against something out of view. "Stand down, human. We will not lose to a group of primitives." Glared at the alien commander. He wanted to shout, but he stayed focused. Captain responded, "We do not stand down, not now, not ever." The communication cut again. The Empire fleet attempted something new. Their ships began pulling together energy for a large combined attack. Eyes widened as the reading spiked. "This attack will be far stronger," she warned. "It could overload our systems if we take it directly." Captain nodded. "Then we won't take it directly." He looked at, "Prepare coordinates for a high-speed shift. We move just before the beam hits." Typed quickly, accepting the data from the sensors. "Coordinates ready." The Empire fired. A massive beam of red energy surged across space, almost like a river of fire. "Execute shift," Captain ordered. Hit the command. The human ship disappeared in a flash of blue light. The Empire's attack cut through empty space. Smiled softly, their attack missed. Could almost hear the Empire officers panicking. The human ships reappeared behind the Empire formation. They locked onto the engines of several ships. "Disable them," Captain said. The human ships fired. Explosions of light burst across the engines of the Empire vessels. The ships drifted powerless. More chaos erupted among the Empire fleet. A new voice came over the Empire channel. It sounded frightened. "Commander, our ships cannot move. They are trapped." His voice trembled with fury. "Fight, fight, you fools." But the battle was no longer a battle. It was one-sided. The human ships danced through the enemy lines, disabling systems with perfect precision. Watched in awe. He could not believe it. Earth, small, overlooked, underestimated Earth, was forcing one of the strongest fleets in the galaxy into complete panic. Looked up from her console. "They can't win, they know it now." Nodded. "They thought we were weak, now they're afraid." Captain gave one final order. "Stop their flagship, disable engines, no destruction." The human ship fired a single shot at its flagship. The beam hit the engines and the massive ship shook violently. Its lights dimmed. Then it drifted, powerless. Commander appeared on the screen again, breathing hard. His confidence was gone. What are you?" he whispered. Captain answered calmly, "We are humans. We protect what is ours." Stared speechless. Felt something shift inside him, pride, hope, strength. He knew the galaxy had just changed. The Empire's ships floated silently now, unable to fight, unable to escape. They had been defeated without a single human ship destroyed. "Step closer, too. The galaxy will talk about this for a long time," she said. Nodded. "They laughed at us, thought we were nothing." "And now?" asked. Smiled. "Now they know exactly what humanity is." On the bridge, Captain stood tall. The human ships held their position, watching over Earth like guardians. The Empire had failed, Earth had won. But the story was not over yet. Now humanity had the chance to shape a new future, one where no empire could ever intimidate them again. The battlefield in space had fallen silent. The Empire's fleet, once proud and threatening, now drifted in confusion and fear. Their engines were disabled. Their weapons were offline. Lights flickered across their ships like dying stars. The three human ships stood firm between Earth and the defeated invaders, their engines glowing with calm strength. Carter sat at his console, barely believing what he saw on the main screen. For the first time since the Empire arrived, the sense of danger had faded. The threat that once seemed overwhelming was now powerless. Let out a slow breath, feeling a wave of relief. Brooke stood beside her console, studying the enemy fleet with quiet focus. Her eyes were calm but thoughtful. She knew this victory meant something far bigger than a single battle. It meant the galaxy would never see humanity the same way again. Captain Cole stood at the center of the bridge, watching every movement on the screen. His voice remained steady. "Maintain formation. Keep all defenses active. The Empire still might try something desperate." Nodded, checking the shields again. "Shields stable, Captain. No enemy activity." Added, "Most of their ships can't move. Their engines are cold. Their reactors are low. They're not in fighting condition anymore." Captain nodded slowly. "Good. We don't destroy them unless they give us no choice." Admired that. Even after everything, even after the Empire threatened Earth, humanity chose restraint. A sudden alert flashed on the screen. Incoming communication. Commander appeared, but his voice no longer held power. His shoulders were tense, and his face showed frustration mixed with disbelief. You could have destroyed us," said quietly. "Why didn't you?" Captain looked directly at him. "Because humans don't destroy for pride. We fight to protect what we love, and the battle is over." Looked down, his pride seemed to crumble. "Your ships, your technology, none of this matches your history. How did you create these weapons?" Stepped closer to the captain and whispered, "He's trying to understand us. He never thought we could grow this fast." Nodded and answered clearly, "We learned. We adapted. We prepared for threats long before you noticed us. You assumed we were weak. That was your mistake." His eyes narrowed slightly. "Then what do you want from us?" Leaned forward, curious. Captain answered simply, "Respect, nothing more." Blinked in surprise, "Respect?" "Yes," said. "We don't want your planets, your territory, or your power. We want peace, but peace requires equality. If you treat Earth like a lesser world, then there will always be conflict." Remained silent for a long moment. His face slowly softened. "I understand," he finally said. "I will speak to my council." The communication ended. Leaned back in his seat. "Do you think he means it?" Captain nodded. "He doesn't have a choice. The Empire can't continue this fight." Added gently, "When pride breaks, truth enters. The Empire has never faced someone they could not intimidate. Today they learned." Looked at her, "And the galaxy?" Smiled softly. "The galaxy will learn too." Hours passed. The human ships held their position, guarding Earth as the Empire slowly tried to recover from the shock. messages came from Earth Command. People everywhere were celebrating, crying, cheering. Videos showed families watching the skis, knowing that human ships were up there protecting them. Watched the reports with a full heart. For the first time, Earth felt united. All countries, all people standing together. After some time, another message came from the Empire. Commander appeared again. This time he looked calmer. His tone had changed completely. "I have contacted the Council," said quietly. "They do not wish to fight any longer. They request a meeting. They wish to discuss peace." Captain nodded. "Then we accept." Felt a wave of relief. Gave a small, satisfied smile. Captain continued, "We will allow your ships to repair basic systems. You may leave once they are safe to travel, but until the meeting happens, you will not attack Earth again." Bowed his head slightly. "You have my word." The communication ended. Turned to the captain. "Are we sure we can trust them?" Looked thoughtful. "Trust is not given, it is built. But for now they need peace more than war." Added, "And they fear us now. That fear will keep them quiet for a while." Nodded slowly. The human ships watched as the Empire repaired basic systems. The process was slow, and the Empire officers moved carefully, knowing any sudden move could be seen as a threat. But no more attacks came. And stepped away from their stations when things calmed down. They walked toward a small observation window near the side of the bridge. Earth was visible in the distance, blue and beautiful. Felt his chest tighten with emotion. "It's strange," he said softly. "Just a few days ago we were worried about signals, worried about what was coming. Now look at us." Nodded. "Humanity grows fastest under pressure. The Empire thought fear would break us, but it made us stronger." Looked at her. "Do you think this is the beginning of something new?" "Yes," said. "This is the day the galaxy learned that Earth stands tall." After several hours, the Empire ships activated their engines one by one, now functioning again but still weakened. Commander sent a final message. "We will return for the meeting," he said, "and we will not forget what happened here." Captain answered, "Neither will we." The Empire fleet turned slowly and left Earth's orbit. Their ships disappeared into the darkness of space. Silence returned. Then cheers erupted across the bridge. Laughed in relief, smiled softly. Captain closed his eyes for a moment, letting himself feel the victory. "We did it," said quietly. "We protected Earth," replied. "And now," Captain said, opening his eyes, "we guide the future." The ships returned to the hidden base. People lined the hangar floor, cheering loudly as the crews came out. Engineers hugged each other. Officers clapped shoulders. Families cried with joy. Stepped down the ramp, feeling the weight of everything they had done. Walked beside him, her calm presence steady. The head of defense approached them. "You three have changed history," he said proudly. "Earth is no longer a small world. We have taken our place in the galaxy." Captain nodded. "But we must be careful. Power brings responsibility." Understood. Humanity had shown strength, but they also needed to show wisdom. Added quietly, "This is only the beginning. Many worlds will look to us now, some with hope, some with fear." Looked at her. "What do you think our future will be?" She smiled gently. "Bright, as long as we choose the right path." That night could not sleep. He walked toward the outside platform near the base. The stars spread across the sky like glowing dust. He thought about everything that had happened, the Empire's threats, the fear across Earth, the human ships rising from the hidden base, the laughter from the enemy, the shock when Earth resisted, the battle, the victory. Humanity had risen, and the galaxy had watched. Soon joined him, stepping beside him quietly. "You couldn't sleep either?" asked. She shook her head. "Too many thoughts." Smiled. "Same." They looked at the stars together. For the first time, did not feel small under the night sky. He felt part of something bigger, stronger. "Do you think the Empire will attack again someday?" asked. Took a slow breath. "Maybe, maybe not, but the next time they come we will be ready, and they will not laugh." Nodded. "No, they won't." She looked at him. "And next time the galaxy might stand with us." Smiled, "Because today we showed them what humans can do." Nodded gently. The galaxy had tried to intimidate Earth, but humanity stood firm. And when human ships appeared, strong, fast, and brave, the Empire did not laugh again. Humanity had earned its place. A new future had begun.